If I can offer you any piece of life advice, it would be this. The moment you see things for what it is, do not unsee that shit. What is happening is what it is. And what it is what is happening. There is no benefit of the doubt. And there's no excuses. The moment you start seeing how people handle you and fuck with you, I promise, the moment you start seeing it for what it is, you will stop spending time in places where you're not respected, places where you're not loved, places where you're not protected.
No one ever really talks about the phase of life when you no longer align with your friends or the people that you're used to being with over the years. Like, you no longer align with them. Like, y'all have different lifestyles, different interests, different desires, and now you kind of feel like an oddball a little bit, like an outlier. It's like, it's a good thing because you feel yourself growing and you understand really who you are, but then you understand that the people who you have grown up with, built friendships with over the years, like, that's not your lane anymore. Like, those are not really your people anymore. And it's like, now you have to be intentional about going out into the world and finding your tribe and finding people who are like you. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like, sometimes I get a little bit upset or a little bit frustrated because I'm like, damn, like, I wanted to, like, have my sandbox friends, you know what I'm saying, and grow old with them, but it's just not the same. I can remember vividly being with a group of friends I had been friends with for years, and checking out, like, literally sitting there and, like, having the thought that, like, me and these girls are different. Like, we're not similar. Like, the conversation wasn't there for me, the vibes wasn't there, and everybody else was having a good time. And I can remember someone saying, like, oh, India's checked out again or something like that. Like, girl, what's going on? But I literally couldn't say, like, y'all not my vibe. It's like, these girls have been the girls that I've been around for years. So it's like, being intentional about going out and finding your tribe. And recently, like, over the past year or so, like, I've had a friend that we're, like, growing our relationship, and I found it, like, we're so similar. We have similar desires and we have similar interests, and I'm really invested in building a relationship because it's just like, wow, like, it feels so good to find somebody that is like you. But it's so strange that how you could be friends with people for years and then things shift. It's just not there anymore. And it's like, it's no hard feelings, no love lost. We're just different.
Something they don't tell you about friendship breakups that they should is, even after the friendship breakup has ended, you've gone through your healing process, you feel pretty over it, you know, you're at the point where there's no hard feelings, what's done is done, it's happened for the best, etc., etc. You don't realize that in the future, when you're trying to make new friends, the subconscious lies that you've carried with you from that friendship breakup haunt you. And what I mean by that is, again, even if your conscious mind feels pretty over it, your subconscious mind is still holding on to the feelings that the breakup gave you. So, for example, my friendship breakup left me feeling like I was too much, like my excitement was too much, I was asking for too much, my emotions were too much, my everything was too much. And so I've noticed that in the midst of making new friendships, I'm holding back a lot of myself, and I've attributed it to my subconscious mind telling me, if you show your full self, they will see you as too much and they will run away. But I need to remember, and I think we all can take a moment to remember, when those lies start infiltrating your head, they're lies, don't believe them, name them for what they are, say it out loud and say that's not true. And also remind yourself that any future friend, any meaningful relationship you make from this point forward will covet you and appreciate you for all the things that friendship did not appreciate you for, and that's saving you from future hurt.
You know who always gets looked at as the bad guy? The friend with discernment. The friend who has strong levels of discernment is always looked at as the bad guy because they are calling out people's weird, bad, fake behavior before everyone else even notices it. I have been this friend my entire life, and it's honestly a blessing and a curse because sometimes you do want to be naive. Sometimes you do want to not have to notice that somebody did something weird, but there's something in you that physically does not allow you to just overlook the weird stuff. So you call it out. You tell somebody, no, that person's actually like weird. That person's actually fake. That person actually did that deliberately. And then everyone else is like, oh, you just don't like people. You're always, calling people out. You're not a fan of anyone. You don't like anyone. And you look like the bad guy until the person does everyone else wrong. This has literally happened to me over and over again since high school. I remember there was someone in high school that I really did not like because they did something wrong to me. And everyone else chose to stay cool with them and kiss their behind until they did each and every other person wrong. Then everyone's coming back to my face and being like, yeah, I really don't like that person. That person is really fake. That person is really weird. That person is really mean. I told you guys that 3 years ago. So when you're the person that always notices it first, you typically end up being the bad guy.
Whenever I fall out with someone, I rarely have the mindset of like never wanting to talk to them again. But there was this one friend that I had since like 7th grade, I think, and I had moved to LA and he had moved to New York. And then I had decided I wanted to get my teeth done. And I ended up finding a dentist in New York and I told him about it and he offered for me to stay with him. And when it came down to the day I was going to New York, I sent him my flight information so he could track it. And when I landed, I told him my ETA and he was like, okay, I'm at a bar right now. So I was like, okay, my ETA is 1 a.m. And he's like, okay, well, the train station next to me is down. And I was like, oh, okay, well, can you Uber? And he's like, no, I'm not taking an Uber. I'm not paying for that. I'm like, okay, so like, what time are you going to be home? And he's like, I don't know. I'll let you know. I'm going to figure that out. I'm like, okay, well, I'm in the Uber and it says 12:42. So when I'm texting him, he's not giving me a definitive answer of his ETA. It seems like he hadn't even left the bar yet, and I'm getting closer and closer. So I was getting anxiety naturally because I had thousands of dollars in cash on me in my carry-on because I was getting my teeth done and I was paying cash. I didn't know where I was going, and it was 1 a.m. and I didn't know what kind of building he lived in, if there was a lobby, if there was a waiting area, anything like that. And so I called him and I was like, hey, what are you gonna do? Like, how far are you? Because I'm gonna be there and I have a lot of money on me and I don't want to just be standing outside in Brooklyn at 1 a.m. And he caught an attitude with me and I don't remember exactly what he said on the phone, but I'm like, dude, I don't want to be standing outside. Like, what are you doing? Like, where are you at? Like, this is rude. I sent you my flight information from earlier. I sent you my flight number so you could track it. Like, you knew what time I was landing and you knew when I landed and you knew when I got in the car. So like, what is this? Like, what is going on? And in my mind, I'm not gonna lie, it was feeling like an indirect sabotage. He caught an attitude with me. We exchanged words and he just hung up on me. And so I called my sister in tears because I'm nervous. I don't want to get robbed. Like, you never know. I'm a young girl. It's 1 a.m. and I just look like easy prey. So he's in contact with my sister and I arrive at his place and it's locked, no way to get in. So I go across the street to the bodega and ask the guy working there if I could stand inside of there until my ride comes. He was texting me trying to be all nice after the fact, and my sister had called me and told me that his roommate's gonna let me in. And I'm like, why wasn't that an option from the get-go? If he would have told me, hey, I'm not gonna be there until 1:15, but I'll have my roommate open the door, all would have been fine. Like, why did you intentionally try and make my life harder and potentially put me in harm's way? Like, you just never know. The kicker in all this is I get upstairs and I'm chilling there for a little while in his room, and he gets there and he's acting all happy to see me and I'm just being dry because I'm not a very confrontational person, so I really didn't say anything. And he has the nerve to hand me a shot glass with like a plastic on top and a rubber band holding it and a napkin, and the napkin says, sorry, it's my fault. And I'm like, who wrote that? And he's like, oh, the bartender. So I'm like, okay, so while I'm sitting here stressing about how long I'm gonna have to wait outside your place, you're over here kikiing with the bartender, telling her about it so much that she sends you home with a shot for me. To me, that was just blatant disregard for my safety, and I could not knock the feeling that he was indirectly sabotaging me.
I don't want friends who make me question whether we're actually friends, and I don't want friends who make me feel more lonely than I would feel if I was alone.